What's up, guys? It's Sean was here, back again with another video. So the topic of this video is actually going to be me. I'm actually going to talk about myself and my own introversion and my path of introversion. Introversion is not some, wonderful, miraculous thing where it's like, okay, now I'm introverted, meaning I'm special or something like that. No, introversion is just a way of expression in regards to who I am as an individual and how open I am to social interaction and putting myself out there in regards to other people. So yeah, for me, introversion is I'm a homebody. I'm a big, huge homebody, like 155%. Like, staying home is definitely the most fun thing for me to do in any way, shape, or form. Ever since I was a kid, like, this is something that definitely I think was always in me and always was a part of me. It was not wanting to go out for any reason at all. Even school functions back when I was a kid, I'm like, Mommy, do I have to go? And then she was like, nah, like, I could save money if you don't go. Oh, I bet. I'm not going in. I'm going to be in my room. I'm gonna be on my games. I'm going to be chilling. That was me. Like, school dances, I didn't give a shit about that. Like, I didn't care to necessarily go to school dances. I didn't really feel like I had to be there. Like, I just felt like it was a drag. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I going out there doing all that shit with these kids? I see them in school most of the time. So I was like, after like 3:30, I don't want to see these kids anymore until tomorrow again, like when I have to see them again. And that's definitely followed me into adulthood. Like, I work 9 to 5 in an office. I don't want to be there any longer than that. Like, I absolutely positively do not want to. No. One, I'm not getting paid to be there after this, like, for this type of time. And just two is like, I already did 8 hours of that shit. My battery is literally on red and my phone's gonna die in regards to like my battery of social interaction. And if my battery dies, all of a sudden now I'm gonna go mute and I'm gonna be so freaking like off-putting, because of not off-putting in regards to like just telling people off and using bad words and shit. I'm gonna be so dead in regards to my reactions and everything, because it's like, I can't do this anymore. I need to just be in a room all by myself, just doing nothing for a second, bro. That's the kind of person I am. Like, I don't like going out as much as possible. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I have a wife and I have kids, so we're gonna have to go to amusement parks, we're gonna have to go to places, fun places for the kids so that they can, exude their energy, and, intimate places for me and the wife so we can just have some alone time and have quality time. I definitely want to go out, go out and drink and eat some nice food and stuff like that, but definitely not doing this every day or every other day or every week. No, I'm not doing none of that. Like, no, I just can't. The more I gotta do it, the more people I gotta be around, the lower my efficiency just starts to drop. Like, it's just gonna keep dropping and dropping and dropping until it's like, okay, now I'm no longer productive. I can't do anything no more. I can't even function. And it sounds really dramatic, but it is what it is. Like, that's how I am. I'm pretty sure there are people out there that can definitely relate to the fact that once that battery is depleted, then all of a sudden now you just don't function as 100% efficiently as you could have before. It's just how I am. I can't help it. But yeah, I'm introverted in the way that I am a man of very few words. Like, I won't be going on tangents, consistently talking as much as, like, I'm doing that now on the video for YouTube, because it's a different type of thing. Like, I have thoughts and feelings to convey, and I have shit I want to say, and it's easy for me to just keep flowing the words and keep on continuing. But in person, this is a whole different story. Like, I'm gonna be like, yeah, totally. That sounds really cool. That sounds great. That sounds awesome. Yeah, totally. Yeah, like, I use 1 and 2 words and I don't be completing conversations, unfortunately. And I know for some people it could be really off-putting, and I really can't help it. It's like, if I don't have anything to say, I'm not gonna say anything. I don't like putting in fluff words and into the dead spaces of silence. It's like, we can just be silent. You do your own thing, I'm doing my own thing, and then it is what it is. Yeah, that's just how I am. If I got something to say, then I'll go into great detail about whatever it is. A big component of this in regards to my personality is definitely work. Like at work, you know, I can definitely go on and on about IT in regards to whatever the solution was or whatever it is that I'm doing for my job. And then that's it. The conversation is going to end right there because of the fact that, I don't have anything else to say, so I'm not talking anymore. I've always been like that too, even with school. I made friends because of the fact that, you know, I feel like I'm a very reasonable person, very down to earth, I'm able to get along with damn near everybody, unless you just straight up bad mind. But yeah, like I never really was somebody that was very expressive. And a very, very big component of my introversion in relation to that is the fact that I never, ever, ever gave out information about myself. Like when they told you to talk about yourself in school in regards to like your first day for certain classes and shit, I was like, you know, my name is I'm Sean and I play video games. And that's pretty much what I've told anyone ever in the history of ever, except for my wife. Nobody knows anything about me because of the fact that I don't like putting all information out there. As a kid, it just felt weird to tell people. Even as a kid, it felt weird to tell people about myself. Like, what am I doing? Why do you feel the need to know anything more than my name and maybe a few interests? Like, nothing else. Like, I don't got nothing else to tell you. And, you know, I never liked sharing information. And as an adult now, it's like double time that. Like, I don't share anything with anyone because I don't know how that information might be used against me. Like, I'm very paranoid when it comes to giving out any type of information whatsoever. And it makes having conversations very tough, especially when you're trying to get to know people and maybe forge connections, because it's like you got to be vulnerable with the other party in order for you to get some information from them. And it's like, but I don't want to share anything. Like, I don't know you. And I don't really care to get to know you, unfortunately. So it's like, so that has been very tough in my life. I'm not gonna hold you, but it is what it is. I just can't do it. Like, I just cannot do it. Like, I don't know. I feel like if people know too much about you, then all of a sudden now they can utilize that information and really mess you up, especially if things go sour or go left in regards to whatever connection y'all made. So it's like, yeah, you know as much as you need to know, and that's pretty much it. And, you know, that's one of those things where I feel like it may go beyond introversion, but it definitely contributes to me being an introvert. So it fits in this discussion. Another thing that makes me introverted, I would say, is the fact that it's crazy. Is that this should be like the number one thing, and it should have been the first thing I said in the first place. But I 100% prefer to be alone more than anything else, with the very exception, like I said before, of my wife and kids, because that's my family, and I'm very proud of my family. Other than that, like, I would love to be alone doing anything. Like at work for my job, I don't necessarily have to be up in my co-workers' spaces, so I'm usually in my office all by myself, just doing my work, responding to my emails. Every so often somebody might pop in, but you'll never see me in the common area. That's a big one. I'm not there. Like, you see me, you got lucky. You need to take the time and the date, go buy a lotto ticket, because you got lucky you saw me. Because why? Like, I don't want to be seen. Like, I'm somebody that wants to. I would prefer to be seen than heard, but to be told, I would prefer to not be seen or heard at all. Like, I'm a ghost. Like, you see me and then you don't, because you're not gonna be saying, oh, you kept seeing me over and over and over. No, that's a lie, because I don't like to be seen. Like, I don't like to be in the mix. I don't like to even be counted among the people that were there. It's that serious. Like, I don't know what it is about that, but I feel like it just straight up cements me as an introvert. Is that I just would definitely prefer to be in my own space and be alone. That's what gives me life. Like, that's what gives me meaning. It sounds almost like, it really just sounds intense, but a lot of introverts can definitely agree to that one. Now, we all have varying degrees of how much time alone we want to have, but yeah, for me, it's definitely 75 to 80% of the time. And yeah, I know you're wondering the question, why the hell would you have kids in a family? But it's because, like I said before, we still want that life. You know, we still want to mate and still want to have that life and find somebody to love and have kids to love and raise. And I wanted that for myself, even though I'm an introvert. It's like, yeah, I know that I have enough space in my life and my limitations to have a few people that I interact with consistently, and I have to interact with them as more consistently than anyone else, and I can tolerate that because I love these people. But besides these people, I would 100% prefer to be by myself in any situation or for any reason other than that. Like, that's what gives me life. It makes me feel comfortable, and it's always made me feel comfortable, you know? Like, I don't know, I don't want to say this and make it come across the wrong way, but I consider myself someone who loves the darker things. Like, my favorite color is black. So being in a quiet, dark room playing video games, or a quiet, dark room with like a flashlight reading a book, that is very comforting to me. It comforts me like nothing else, because it makes me feel like I'm just being embraced and enveloped by the darkness, and I'm just by myself. No thoughts, judgments of how I look or how I feel or anything like that. That's what makes me feel really comfortable. And I feel like that's what truly cements me as an introvert. Like, extroverted people, they get energy from being around other people. You know, there's a lot more into extroversion, but, you know, I don't necessarily do a lot of research on extroversion, so I'm not sure what else makes it up besides someone who likes to be social, who gets energy from other people, potentially more expressive in regards to how they feel about certain things. That's what I get from extroversion. I'm the complete opposite of all of that. And that's what makes me an introvert. Like, I don't come on here to speak on something that I don't live. Like, I don't do that. Like, a big part of who I am as a person is that I do not like to speak on things that I have nothing to do with. Like I just said, like, if I don't got nothing to do with it, then I'm not going to speak on it. So, like, a lot of times, like, the most of the time that I do speak, and even in my real life, is at work in regards to an IT issue or concern that I solved, fixed, or there's next steps in regards to it. Other than that, I'm not talking. So I would never talk at length about something that I don't necessarily care about, or I don't necessarily live. I live introversion, and I can't be anything else other than an introvert, no matter how hard I try. I've tried many times to be more the life of the party, and it's quickly devolved into me just exposing myself for being fake. And I'm like, you know what? I can't do this because it's not authentically me. So I gotta live my authenticity, and living my authenticity means living as an introvert. I created this channel just so that I could potentially, my voice could reach even another introvert, even one other introvert somewhere, to let them know that it's okay living like this and being like this, and this is who we are. And you don't gotta feel bad about that. You don't have to compare yourself to more extroverted people and want to be like them, because you don't have to do that. Straight up, no cap, you do not have to do that. Like, it's okay for you to express yourself the way you do, and whoever's gonna take it will take it, and whoever's gonna leave it, oh well, they can leave. Go bye, have a nice day. Like, okay. Because at the end of the day, it's like, you need to live in your authenticity. All these things that make me an introvert, I don't necessarily feel any type of way about any of them. Like, I'm in therapy, yes, to understand why I feel like this. But again, at the end of the day, this is who I am. So I do want to figure out what makes me an introvert, so I can learn what turned me into this, so, you know, I could better parent my kids in regards to their introversion if they are introverts. Or, you know, just allowing them to embrace whoever they are, whatever. But at the end of the day, it doesn't take away the fact that I'm not ashamed of being an introvert. Like, it is what it is, and this is who I am. And the way I live is how I live to make myself comfortable. If you got one life here on earth, and I don't got no time in it to be 100% caring about how other people feel about how I'm living my life, like, that's mad work. That's mad stress. And you know, I'm not getting any younger, and I would definitely like to stave off as much wrinkles as possible. So I'm not finna think too hard about how other people care about how I'm living my life. Like, yes, I'm introverted, and this is who the hell I am. Like, I'm not finna change this for nobody. I can't. change this for anybody. If I try to change this for anybody, you're going to see how fake it is immediately. And you won't be getting authenticity from me. You're going to be getting fake. And I can't be fake. So it's like you're not getting that for too long before I just go. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not living for nobody. I'm not going to live fake for nobody. I can't be fake, period. So it's like you're asking me to be an anti-life theory of myself. And I'm not going to do that. So, yeah, these are just a few things that make me introverted. But the general idea of my introversion is the fact that I'm just a person that prefers to be alone. And I mean this in the most, powerful way you can think. Think of that think of that person that you always see. They always seem to be by themselves. And they're not sad. They're not sad. They're by themselves all the time. And it's like, you think, oh, that person must be sad or depressed and they really feel some type of way about life. No, nah. They living their best life all by themselves. I'm telling you, that's me. I'm living my best life all by myself. I mean, I'm not by myself. I have my wife and kids. But, when I'm by myself in my solitude, I am not abandoned. I'm not alone. I'm not ashamed. I'm not sad. I'm not looking out the window talking about, I wish I had friends. No, cap. That's cap. I'm good. I'm good. And this is not fake. I'm being real as fuck. I don't talk much. I don't use much words because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know why I got to use all the words for. If my feelings can be conveyed in as little words as possible, then boom. Because at the end of the day, social interaction is something that I don't necessarily like too much. I'm employed. I have a job. I can communicate very well in life. But at the end of the day, it's like, if I don't feel the need to, then I won't. And I don't necessarily feel the need to very much at all. So that's what it is. But at the end of the day, I don't feel ashamed about none of this. And I don't want anybody watching this video who may be introverted to feel ashamed about how they live their life, to be ashamed about who they are. Life is too short to be ashamed of who you are, to be ashamed of how you live in your life. It's too short for that shit. It's much too short. Seriously, you surround yourself with people who are accepting of who you are, who embrace who you are and embrace how you express yourself. You're an introvert. That's who you are. And the people, your tribe will be, you'll know them because you'll feel comfortable and accepted by them and you embrace them. And whoever is not your tribe, then that's not your tribe. Oh, well. That's what it is. So, yeah, that's the kind of introvert I am. I'm 100% unapologetically introverted. That's it. All right, boom. Later, guys.